the family comes together. What I can say is in the final episode, at least in Jack's era of living, the Pearsons come together, and I think it's a nice leave off for the season. But it also, there is a question that kind of happens if people pay attention, that we are setting things up.
You'll be left with more questions.
Okay.
I think a certain question that was posed at the beginning of the season will be answered. But then I think we're left with a couple more questions. In typical good television form, you answer a few, then you pose a few more.
What are you aware of that's happening in season 4, and what can you tell us? And I'm particularly interested in Miguel, because I feel like we keep hearing that we're going to have some redemption for Miguel.
I mean, I think if people didn't really start to turn a corner this season on him, then maybe you don't have a heart.
Right, yeah.
Especially, I feel like in the last, the waiting room episode with him, like, he is an outsider, and you kind of feel for him because he is just like always waiting in the wings with that glass of iced tea, like waiting to help people out, see if anybody needs something in the kitchen.
Yes.
Like, I loved that. It's so indicative of who he is, and John as a human is just one of my favorite people. I think next season we'll get to learn more about their relationship. That's what I'm most excited about, challenge-wise, like helping make people fall in love with this couple that they begrudgingly have slowly started to accept.
Yeah, so what can you tease for the season finale for us with Katobi and the new Jack? Are we just referring to him now as Baby Jack, or
Sure.
Jack Jr.?
I say Baby Jack. I think Baby Jack's cute until he's not a baby anymore. Let's just say that I was very taken aback by the finale. I remember reading it and wanting to text Dan, like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Yeah, you should be scared.
So we take you a bit into the future, and things are not where you would assume that they would be given what's happened. And so you realize that whatever you've seen and then what you see in the future, that gap, a lot of stuff must have gone down. Yeah. It's family, right? It's real life. It's what we really go through. So
For the finale, what can you tease for the fans? Because everyone's just dying to see what happens with Randall and Beth.
Oh, for Randall and Beth. Okay,
Yeah.
so for the finale, it's a continuation of what happens in 317.
Okay.
So we're coming off of them sort of not being together or sleeping together and all this kind of stuff. And then we're pressing forward to see if they can, to see what's the next step for them. If they can find the door, find escape and make it work, or if it's not going to. So, yeah. You know what? I almost feel like it's the birth of a new thing. I don't know why that keeps coming to me, but that's how it feels for me. It's not like we're always sort of like, Jack died at the end of one season. There's a big fight between Mandy and Milo. I think that there's going to be a whole nother thing that we're introduced to in the last episode.